Hey guys, welcome to my new YouTube channel. And yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests from you guys saying like I should start doing tutorials because as much as you appreciate like the infographics on my Instagram, a lot of people want to see coding in like in real life. Cause like I might be like just going to the internet and like getting some stuff and like that I'm not even using. You know what I mean? I'm just being I'll just you think probably I'm pasting, I'm copying J because of like I don't know how to do the things. So to get started, about me, I'm currently like an Angular developer. I'm a full-fledged Angular developer. I've been in the industry for like 4 years right now with Angular itself. Yeah, I've worked with multiple uh, languages like your Python, your C sharp, a bit of it though. Your what else? What else? What else? What else? HTML is not a language. HTML is not a language, guys. HTML is a HTML. But like, anyways, yeah. So mainly, I'm a fan of JavaScript. I vibe with JavaScript. I'm sure you've seen from my post on Instagram. I vibe with a lot of JavaScript. So I thought I can just make get a tutorial for beginners, especially who just like new to JavaScript or new to Angular itself specifically. So right now we're gonna like yeah, jump in. So first of all, yeah, you need to like get started with Angular. So to get started with Angular, you need to go here and click Node.js. You need to download Node.js, guys. So when you download Node.js, see that like I think I'm using this as well, recommended for most users. I'm not gonna install it because like I already have it. After getting Node.js, you need to like you can just come here and say get started with Angular. Click on the cli.angular.io. I will put the link on the description below for things to get you started. And yeah, just run this command. You need to install the CLI. Yeah, for now we're not gonna focus on the Angular material, so that'll be for other tutorials to come. So yeah, so like now just install the npm Angular GCLI and for you to get started. The IDE that I'm using is VS Code. I mostly like suggest you use what vibes with you, if you like what you're using, it's fine. I prefer VS Code. For some reason, it's because like I've been using it for a while, back in the days, even now, and it only gets better. So like you can use your Sublime Text, your Jet, what. There's a lot of IDEs, guys, you can use. So the browser that I prefer mostly using when you code in Angular is Google because um Angular is developed by Google, in case you didn't know. So a lot of things there just is like compatible. Unlike when you have to like go to IE, then that's when you have to do some things for it to run okay in IE. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna create a blank folder right now. I'm just gonna name it tutorial one. Um, oh, the shortcut to creating a folder in case because you didn't say I didn't right click or anything. Shift Control and N at the same time. So inside my folder, oh guys, one thing I forgot to mention. You should also get this. It's very cool. When you want to line your Git, when you want to do your Git commands, and also quick and fast when you're a developer. So git bash. Which one to download? Yeah, so just go to this site as well. I'm gonna paste it down below. Download for your operating system. So like this tutorial is for like for all Mac, Windows, and Linux, whichever one you're using. So inside here, I'm gonna open my Git bash. The the shortcut to open your code is just say code space and a period, and your VS Code will open. Yo. So then I'm gonna come here and I click Control. I don't know what is this a hyphen or what? But it's mostly a letter after is the button below Escape. So Control and that thing, it opens up my terminal. Um, After that, it's a quick shortcut for doing that. Then now, since everything is installed, because if you come here and you say npm version, I think, so it should tell you, you see npm version, npm is installed, everything like that. Also, ng version, when you want to check your Angular version, there you see currently I'm running Angular 7 with node 12 point something, the node that I showed you here. So this is the one I'm using. And what else? Yeah, uh, other things they just come with when you install Angular. So to get started with your new app, you're gonna use the command ng new and the name of your app. I'm gonna name it tutorial 1. Angular made it so simple because like you see, it's even tell you like you create a new app, you go into that thing and you save your app. So ng new tutorial 1. You go inside. Would you like Angular routing? We're not gonna use Angular routing here. That's for later. We can just use CSS. I mostly like using a CSS though, but I'll tell you the difference later in my infographics or probably when we're doing the code. So yeah, we're gonna let it run for a while, and yeah, it's done. The last so that command is done. Your new app is created. You can check it by doing ng serve and enter. Okay, you need to go inside the folder first, the tutorial 1 folder, inside your project here that you created, sorry, and you can do ng serve. And your app runs. Give it some time, give it some time. Let me put my phone on silent here. 100%. Your app's gonna run here. You can click on control and your mouse click. It will open your Angular app. See, tutorial 1 is running. So here's a documentation of the Angular blog, CLI documentation. 12 euros is like a tutorial of Angular where you want to get started with like all the components and everything like that. But me personally, I never did it. I only did it like later because I was just interested. Because I just had like a lot of my colleagues talking about it, so like I was like, nah, let me give it a shot. But yeah. So this is how your code is structured. So this is Angular itself. So here you're gonna focus. Here's your node modules. Here in the node modules is where you put all your packages, where you're gonna put all your, if you want to use Bootstrap, if you want to use whatever, if you wanna use like npm packages, you're gonna put them here. But automatically they're gonna go here because like you're gonna like install them via the CLI or something like npm install Bootstrap or something. And this is what we're gonna focus on. And your package JSON is like where you get like all the packages that you installed like with the versions. As you can see, I'm using Angular animation 7.2 whatever and everything like that. These are the dev dependencies and these are my like dependencies. And the Angular JSON is where you're gonna like define. It's like where you define your app, like for example where to get your main styles for Angular. So these are gonna act like as global styles inside the src styles to CSS, as you can see here. Yeah, so like this is mainly the whole structure of the app where you want to get your environment variables and everything like that and stuff like that. So but like now we're gonna focus here. After you created your app, it's gonna come like this. You can go straight to the src, the app, and the app component HTML. So what you're seeing here is what's here. So automatically it got generated and created you like an Angular template like that. So but we're not gonna use that. So Control All, and we're gonna remove that, and we're gonna save. We're gonna have a blank page right now. You're gonna see it's gonna automatically reload. And yeah, what we're gonna do today, we're gonna focus on making a simple input form with a filled first name, second name, and a button and a send button, something if I can say that. Yeah, so this is to get you started off with HTML itself. You don't know HTML, with CSS itself, also with some of the Angular attributes and stuff like that, your ng models and everything like that. So to get started here, to make things simple and to make your stuff look very nice, I would like to us to add something here, Bootstrap. So you can like avoid, like when people talk about responsiveness, like responsiveness is like this, guys. You see, your things are not clustered here when you take it back to full screen. So that's responsiveness. So I don't like to use the NPA npm route. So I'll also share the link. So you come here, you copy the whole style sheet here, CSS, and you're gonna put it in your index.html, and you can put it just up to here, so you can get started with Bootstrap 100%. So now to get started, I'm gonna just put it inside a div. So div, um, there's a class called container, which is just part of like the Bootstrap documentation here. You can go through the layouts and everything like that. You see container is going to be called from Bootstraps. You see div class container, so that's where you're gonna like put all your things inside the div. So like that div is gonna like make it to be like responsive and stuff like that. So yeah, so and after that, must say input type text is fine. Maybe the placeholder, I can say first first name. Let me say first name, and you can copy that, and here we can come and say last name. And to get us started here, let's just put an h1 tag and say tutorial 1. Okay, and you can save your app and you can come and see what you did. So uh you already have, like you see, tutorial 1, first name and your last name. And guys, because we are using a Bootstrap, when you don't have Bootstrap in, you're gonna see a huge difference. Let me go show you right now. I'm going to remove that Bootstrap line that I put in right now. Now look at the difference. You see, so Bootstrap makes things like nicer, guys. So like in my understanding, like if you wanna like code quick and like more or less effective, just use Bootstrap, guys, and most of the things will be fine. So but let's say you want to put this last name under your first name. What can we do? So there's a lot of ways we can use it. So I'm gonna show you two ways. The first way, I'm gonna go through the div route. So I'm just gonna come here and go to the CSS, and I'm gonna alter the container itself. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say display. I think it's inline grid though, but like let's just double check. So it's in change. You can do an inspect element here and see what's happening. So I'm gonna go inside the container itself, and I come here and I say inline grid. You see, now we have your inline grid, so we can come and replace that inline grid here. So now they're stacked below each other. So now we have your inline grid. You have your first name, your second name, and yeah. But like, let's say you want to at least put like make your form a bit nice. You need it. You need it to have like a space between your first name and your last name. So you can also come here and say, I'm gonna put a class to this last name. So I'm gonna say class last name. And the class name doesn't have to be what your input is about, as long as you remember what you're binding it with inside your CSS. So yeah, so I'm just gonna come here and probably use margin top, and you say 2%. The reason I like to use percentages in terms of pixels is because when you use percentages, um, when someone resizes the screen, the percentage comes down, the pixel doesn't. So that's why you end up having like stacked things, and it's a problem right now. So last name margin top 2%. Let's see that. You see it went down, and you can use the inspect element as well. And you can come here, you can do whatever you want. Let's say we're taking it a bit up notch, and now you have your first name and your last name. And what about our buttons? What about our buttons? What about our buttons? Our buttons, if you want to see what Bootstrap buttons are like, you can come here. I think it's components. You say buttons, and it's gonna give you like what the type of button classes you can use. So I'm just gonna take the primary one here, and you can come inside your HTML and just say button submit, submit 100%. So when you say button submit, it comes here, you have your button submit. And what do we do if you want to take the button submit down? We can come here. Okay, guys, there's something I don't like now, because like I don't like how this thing is far, it's like far here. So let's put it on the center. So what do? We come here, it's this whole thing is inside a div, it's a div container. So we can just say margin. You can either use like your left itself or your margin left. I prefer using margin left because hey guys, I noticed that like we got cut off because I'm still using a 12 version of this thing. I'll make sure that in the future I'm getting like a full version, because I think we stopped where I said we have to move this thing to the left. So basically what I did here, I attached a margin left 39% to the div container, because you see if I take it off and I bring it back, it comes here. And after that, so the same way I did for the inputs, I also did for the submit button. And I did a margin top of 8%, as you can see here when I switch it off and I switch it on. And also here on the last name, that's why I did a margin for 8%. So right now we are gonna bind we're gonna do a two-way and a one-way data binding on the input and the last name itself. So yeah, let's get to it. As I was saying, I think colors of so guys, it's saying you cannot bind ng model because it's not a known property of input. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like with Angular 7 itself or what, but like it never really like gives you like this import inside app module. So you have to like come to your app module.ts, and after when inside your app module.ts, you're gonna include your forms module. Um, uh, so you're gonna have to include your forms module, and you're gonna also have to include your imports here. Import forms module from Angular Forms, and when you have that import, you save, your app will run again. 100%. Now that we have bind our ng models to these input boxes, let's see if they do really work. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna give this first name a value. So it must show on I'm gonna say my name, Chuaki, and I'm gonna say driver. So technically, since there's ng models here that I've binded to our first name inside here, since the two-way data binding, so the data that we put here, it must come to on our app.html. So then when we do that, you see the data is already populated here. So you have put like your data that you put in the TypeScript. So you just linked your TypeScript with your HTML, which is very cool. And another cool thing you can do is gonna take it back. So I'm just gonna come here and I'm gonna say first name. Now we want to print out those names we are using. This is what we call one-way data binding. So only what we are inputting here should show. Let's see. So I'm gonna create a click event here, so we can pass in our inputs that we are getting. Let's say method name submit, and I'm gonna pass in the first name and the last name. The first name and the last name. So I'm just gonna come here. I'm just gonna say submit, and you can give it any value. I'm just gonna say A and B for time being, and to show that, first of all, let me not do this for now. Let me not do the one-way data binding for now. So I'm just gonna comment it out. I want to show you that you can pass the values here. And how do you see your values in your inspect elements? You use what we call console.log, and yeah, you print out your values here, and you're gonna say A, B, the values you're passing. So this is just space. Okay, now that we have there, you binded that, and now you can run your app. So I'm gonna show you. You come here to info, you insert whatever data you wanna insert, and you say submit. So you see the data that you insert here, you have passed it through your submit button. So you pass your data here, first name and last name, and you can do with whatever data uh, um, you can do with whatever you want on the TypeScript. So I'm passing like my first name and my last name inside my submit button. Then I can send it to the API or whatever I want to do. So I don't want this video to be long, so I'm just gonna do the last I'm gonna do one with data binding, and I submit. You see Juju the Dwaba, it passes again. So I'm gonna show you how to do the one-way data binding. So so this is what we call one-way data binding, guys. So what's happening here is since I've already binded my where is it here? Since I've already binded I already did a two-way data binding to my first name and my last name. So it gets sent to the to the TypeScript as first name and last name here, and it gets returned directly as first name and last name here. So what happens is you input what you want to input, goes to the TypeScript, gets the value, and comes and print it here. So this is just most cases if you wanna like see what you have like inserted and stuff like that. So like as you can see, as you type, it changes. It changes. And you see what Bootstrap does, helps you like increase your thing with responsiveness, because that's what Bootstrap is so cool. So, and you also have your event binding here, which is click and submit, and when you submit, it gets submitted. So yeah, guys, so I think I'm gonna end the tutorial here right now, because I feel like it's getting long now. So yeah, 100%. Like tell me what more you want to see. Tell me if this video was informative. Tell me if there are points that I missed. I would appreciate that. And yeah, looking forward to like hearing from you in your comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and also hit post notifications. So I'll be doing videos each and every week, specifically on Angular and how to do. So we're gonna like dig deeper in the next episodes. We're gonna like go up until like Firebase, how to create databases. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna like go deeper as like the series like continues. Cause right now like this was a beginner tutorial, and yeah, guys. Thanks for joining me, and peace out.